finally, there's something I wanted to talk to you about as well. Um, I believe when doing my research, I came across it was a thought experiment that you came up with from a civilization called the Crickets, if I'm not mistaken, which is a civilization that has no sensory inputs basically, and it was a thought experiment into what would their world and what would their language look like. Um, could you maybe explain that what that was about?
So, so this is a civilization of all blind creatures,
Mm-hmm.
without any sighted person input at all. So, and really, there would be no word for blind because sight isn't a thing. They were just out there, and they're just blind aliens doing their thing. And the question is how they would develop science. And so, and by the way, the name for the species has changed over time, because when I told my friend Josh Mealy about these guys, about the blind aliens, he said that obviously the name for that species is Braillian, which I think is brilliant. But it makes everybody laugh, so I didn't want to have it because I think it's too funny and I want it to be a serious thing, but I can't help it. That is obviously their name. And so the question is using the resources without going all the way to Rocky. Um,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I just did this. I just did a bad spoiler, didn't I? I'm sorry. But I guess maybe that's inevitable that, uh, that Rocky's a blind alien. Um,
It's fine.
okay. But without going all the way to super, amazing, uh, acoustic skills that humans don't have, right? Where it almost doesn't matter if you have visual input or not because your sonar is so good that it just makes up the difference. Without wiping away the differences, what would the differences genuinely be? What is the beauty of having auditory and tactile perception be the dominant characteristics of your social interactions and also your science?
Mm-hmm.
And so my quest was, how would they do it? Like, what impact would that have on language, uh, and on science? So we
Mm-hmm.
know that blind people can be scientists. There's a whole academy of blind scientists, right? That's a thing. You can do it. You need different tools, and you need people to get out of your way and let you alone, let you do things, and be welcoming. But you can do science in a sighted world as a blind person. But if we get rid of, with permission, with all due respect, if we get rid of all you interfering sighted people who run things here, how would blind creatures evolve a scientific method, and what would their scientific progress be like? So, Earth science started out with astronomy, medicine, and mathematics. It's kind of our
Mm-hmm.
early sciences, right? So mathematics, no problem. Everyone can do that. Medicine, probably not much problem. Everyone can do herbs, figure out what the herbs are, do some observations of the body. That's quite doable. But astronomy, no. Probably not, right? The
Mm-hmm.
stars make no perceptual impact beyond vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we based a lot of our early science on the paths of objects in the sky. Um, and that was really important to us in our development. So if you subtract that out, if you tease that away, um, and you give them all the other abilities they need, including a lot of time to goof around and figure stuff out, um, where and how would they grow? And what would they reach a point in their evolution, their technological evolution, where you couldn't tell the difference? Would it all be the
Mm-hmm.
same? Or would there always be lingering flavors of their original sensory source? So that's the thought experiment, right? So how would they grow? How would they what would they invent in what order? Probably thermodynamics would become more important than than uh, than the than the physics of moving objects, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Super interesting. And what were so? I mean, obviously, it's difficult to draw conclusions from a thought experiment, and maybe people have their own intuition about what would happen. But it's your thought experiment. So, what do you think would happen?
Some things would be sped up and some things would be slowed down, right? So, the study of acoustics, for example, would obviously be more advanced. There would be in their vocabulary more words for different kinds of sonic experiences. We just say timbre and then we're like, like a flute or like an oboe. But we would have words describing what those differences are like. And we would have words, for example, to describe the difference in that you when there's a sound and you feel its vibration. A deep sound makes a different kind of vibration than a high pitched sound does. Right? We'd have
Hmm.
words. I wouldn't have to say all that I just said. It would be like a merp sound and a norp sound. Um, there'd be a lot more of that. There would be a lot more words describing spatial relationships because that's not, because you couldn't just point at things and go, that thing where you're moving a couch and you're trying to move the couch through a door and your
Hmm.
language totally abandons you. You're like, no, take your end and go like that way up. No, not that much, like over, like, yeah, like that. Um, but wouldn't it be nice if you just had a set of words to describe how objects were moving? That'd be
Right.
better, right? Like a couch mover. Think about a nice couch mover language.